Hi kids, still bored? Good. Let me show you what you can do with that sand and cornstarch modeling dough. Okay, so we've got our modeling clay here. Just pull it out, nice and fresh. Fiddle around with it. And like I say, you can use it the way you would any other modeling clay, so I'm going to use these instructions that I have. Ooh, isn't that cool? Make a little bear out of that. There, so we need all of our little bear parts, just a couple of tools. Now this is just an old pen, so that I can use the back of it. A few toothpicks. Ready? Alright, so we'll start by making a little hat for the bear. Just make a little hole and expand it. I think it's big enough for your finger. You can stick your finger in there. I have really big fingers, of course. Let's turn it into a little hollow cone. A little point at the end. Don't want to make things too narrow with this stuff, because when it dries it can be a little crumbly at the end, so don't go real pointy with the hat if you're going to make something like this, and don't go too thin all the way around. That's a little thin there. I'm going to bunch it up a little bit more. Okay, so that's a hat for our little bear. I'm going to make him a body. So I'll take a bigger ball, kind of make it into a rough cone shape. And just to be sure that the head stays on, I'm going to use half a toothpick here at the top. Hold that together. So that's his body. And here's one for the head. I'm going to add a snout. Kind of mash it on there. It'll stay together. Use the end of my pen. Give him a mouth saying, ooh. Ooh, look at that there. Make holes for his eyes, his nose. I just happen to have these rhinestones around, which are real pretty. I'll give him sparkly blue eyes. Got a black bead for the nose. Like so. That's looking good already, isn't it? Okay, so I've got 4 balls here for his arms and legs. An arm with a little bump on it there. His paw. There we go. Legs, we'll just roll them out real skinny and bend it at the bottom. Page 2, just to be sure I'm doing it right. Yeah. So we can press the arms on. Like so. Let his legs sort of stick out. Go ahead and make his ears, kind of flatten them out, add a little dimple. Like so. Put his head on his body. Add the hat. And the ears, as if they were sticking through the hat. So what do you think? He's a pretty cute little guy, isn't he? Up at you. There we are. Now we're going to bake this in an oven at 200 degrees just until he's dry. You can also just take it out in the yard if you'd like and let it sit in the sun for a couple of days. One thing about this sand and cornstarch modeling dough is that you can't let it get wet even after it's dried. If it gets wet, it's just going to wash away all the cornstarch and you will have a puddle of sand. So let's put him into the oven and see what we end up with. Hello, there he is, a little sand bear. Now remember, it was all mushy and it was like oatmeal before. When you get it dry, it's hard as a rock. It feels like a rock. So it's as if you sculpted him by chipping away rock instead of molding him like Play-Doh. So that is a cool thing that you can make with sand dough. And come back tomorrow, maybe we'll look at something else.